The services ratio is really a ratio that looks at the mix of how a technology company is generating its income. So I'm going to illustrate this with a simplistic example. Apple generates a lot of its revenue from selling hardware, iPhones, iPads, laptops, etc. But it's also generating an increasing proportion of its revenue from services. Selling music, for instance, or allowing you to use their cloud. The revenue in total will consist of both services and hardware. That will be the total revenue. What the services ratio does is it measures how much of the revenue comes from services as a percentage of the total revenue. So it is the services revenue divided by the total revenue, and we express it as a percentage. So let's say for Apple, by way of example, the services revenue is 30%. It tells you that 30% of the revenue is coming from services. Why is this important to understand? Services tend to be more recurring in nature. Usually there are subscription services. So Apple will collect money from those customers every single month. Other revenues like hardware sales for Apple tend to be once off. You might buy a new phone every 2 or 3 years only. So hardware sales tend to be a lot lumpier. That's why we calculate this services revenue percentage. It gives us a sense of the split between services revenue and other revenue streams, and the services revenue streams tend to be a lot more consistent.